Hi, I'm Alan.
Hi, Alan. Can you tell us why you started getting adjusted?
Sure, yeah, I'd be more than happy to. Many years ago, it actually goes back about 20 years, I started having back problems. And so if I bent over for more than 30 seconds, I'd start having pain on my back, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And when I would go to the doctors, they tell me to lose weight or they tell me to do some exercises, and I do that and it wouldn't help. It might help a little bit, but it didn't help the problem because it could get very severe. The back pains got so severe that there were times to get out of bed I had to have a cane or a crutch to get up out of bed. I would then, or a chair at work, the same thing. And I'd have to stand and get my balance by leaning on the crutch or the cane and then start walking slowly. It got to be very severe at times, and once I had that severe pain, it was probably about a week and a half before it would go away. And that was even after taking pain pills and all kinds of options that the doctors gave me. Well, it turned out one time I was at the Bartow County Fair, and the Ferguson Chiropractic, the folks at Ferguson Chiropractic were there, and they were doing free scans of the back. And I said, well, free scan, let me try it, see what happens. I mean, anything I'd ever heard about chiropractic medicine before was, neutral to negative. And I said, well, let me try, because I was having some minor pain at the time. So they did a scan, and they showed some red points on the scan, which meant that something wasn't right there. And I pointed to one of the red scans. And I said, where is this? And the person that was there touched the center of my pain point. And I said, let me go in and check and see if chiropractic can do any good. They found the center of my pain point without even touching me. So let's see what happens. So I went in for my first adjustment. At the time, I could hardly bend over. My neck, I could maybe move it this far, very little. And so I went in for my first adjustment. Coming out of the parking lot after my first adjustment, I had to turn my neck. Typically, I would have to turn my whole body to see if there was a car coming. But I turned my neck, and I was able to turn it like this, much farther than I was able to ever turn it before. And not ever turn it before, but turn it in the last 10, 15 years. So, I said, hey, that's pretty good. So let's see what happens. And it turns out the next day I was playing softball, and my second baseman didn't show up, so I had to play second base. And I typically wouldn't do that because if a ball was hit between the second baseman and second base, I would have to lean over, run towards second base, lean over, lean down to the ground, and pick up the ball. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't get down far enough. So it just so happened the ball was hit up towards second base. And I ran over there, and I happened to lean down. I was able to get my glove to the ground. Stopped, picked the ball up, and threw the runner out at first base. And I said, holy mackerel, this chiropractic thing is working. So I continued to go back to Ferguson Chiropractic practice. And ever since then, it's been awesome. I have never had back problems. In fact, 6 months into it, I started doing all kinds of contortions of my body, laying on the floor, twisting my body, laying with my legs in awkward positions, just to try to get back pain. And I never got the back pain. If you're having any problems with back pains, come to Ferguson Chiropractic. They will fix it forever.
Thank you so much, Alan, for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for all the great work you're doing.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.